Hello and welcome to another episode of Sharing is Caring. My name is Klaus Meisel from Agile Get Together, and my guest today is Roman Brendel. Roman is an Agile coach, and he will tell us something about the situation when team members leave the team. But first of all, Roman, welcome. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me. And I feel honored and proud, and I hope that what I shared today is helpful to others and will inspire some and will hopefully make working with teams better in the future for them.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that this is interesting and valuable for the community. But maybe before we start, you can say a few words about yourself, what you're doing, what you did, and so on.
Yeah. So I'm working in Agile, you can say, for around 8 years now. Started working as product owner, and then got my certification as a Scrum Master because I found that role pretty interesting. And then I moved to being only Scrum Master, and now I call myself more Agile Coach than Scrum Master because I'm not framework agnostic, or I'm framework agnostic, you can say. So Scrum is just one of the tools I have in my uh, big bucket. And before that, my original career started as something completely different in media design and marketing. So that was quite an interesting shift, and I find it always funny how much interrelation and how much of the same ideas and same topics you find in both of those areas. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for the introduction. And yeah, I mentioned it in my introduction. You have a topic. We talk about team members leaving the team, and there are different perspectives you have to have in mind when that happens. Maybe you can tell us something about that.
Yeah, it's something that I tried out pretty successfully with teams, and the whole idea behind it is when team members are leaving a team, oftentimes there's only focus on the work packages, the workload, the tasks that are on the board or something. Who will take over this and this and this and that? So pretty work focused, but not social focused. And I wanted to change that because when a team member is leaving, especially when the team is quite settled and working together for a long time, uh, the that a team member leaves a hole that is bigger than just tasks not being done by him or her, um, because he has some other, or she has some other roles as well, social roles. They can be buddies, uh, persons you trust. They can be the ones that have the best knowledge of the stakeholders. They have different kind of ideas and professionalities, you can say, that they leave behind, which are not related to the work they're doing that is visible on the board, you can say.
Mhm.
So there sometimes a lot of social glue. You have the good spirit of the team, for example. When someone like that is leaving, the whole team can completely shift in a different direction emotionally, just because the social glue is not there anymore. And that's why I did this retrospective kind of thingy with the teams, where we sat together and said, okay, let's not just talk about the things they did, but the roles they took over, the persons they are, the roles they play in our social system that we are, and let's bring that up on the board. Say, she was or he was the forefront of our team, always the one that went to the discussions with the PO, for example, or discussions with stakeholder, or he was the one that everyone went when he had a problem that he wanted to solve. And we put that on the board and made it visible. And then we
Mhm.
talked about, okay, what are possible problems that arise from this part being taken away from the team? So what might happen to the team in a bad way? So risks, you can say, and what might be even chances. So what could happen in a good way, since this space has to be filled by someone or somehow in a way. And because sometimes there's even a chance for others to shine more because they were always on the second row, and they never wanted to hurt um, the one that's leaving by getting more to the forefront or being more present. And that is their chance to shine, for example. And we talked about those risks and possible chances. And then we said, okay, um, what are key indicators that something is happening that we don't want to happen? So when do we lose coherence in the team? When do we lose trust in the team? How can we see that this is happening? What can we measure in some way? Um, that we are aware ahead of time that something is starting to break, and what can we do to counteract this, that this will not happen in the first place, and if this happens, what do we do to act on it? So, and that was really helpful and really interesting, and it made a completely different perspective on a team member leaving than just his task has to be assigned to someone else, or her tasks. Sorry for being so
Very
male
interesting.
focused in my speech.
Yeah, totally interesting. And I'm thinking about my role doing recruiting. I think this is something which is especially for the recruiters in the company maybe also interesting, because it's not about replacing the tasks or replacing the person to do the tasks the other person did, but also have to have in mind what were the social, what was the social impact on the team, as you said it.
Yeah, exactly. And um, bad performance, or when teams start to break, has more often to do with social contracts being not fulfilled, or social interactions not happening in a good way. So a sociological thing, than knowledge not being there. So when you have knowledge that is missing, that can be learned. But when you have a social group that just doesn't work as a group in a good way, um, then it's prone to failure.
Yeah. Okay. And a topic which is very important to you, you told me in the briefing, is the stability of the team. Yeah, maybe you can tell the audience a few sentences about that, and what your experiences are
Hmm?
or were.
Yeah. So one of the most underestimated aspects of team dynamics is the team and group dynamics, the social interactions in teams. And especially in big companies, people get assigned to teams sometimes, and they get assigned to teams regularly on a yearly basis, or something like that. So teams change all the time,
Mhm.
which is creating a lot of friction, because every time you change a team, the social contracts that were in place have to be re-established, have to be yeah, reconsidered. And because when you, for example, have a team of 6 people working together and you change one of them, it's not one person has to adapt to 5 others, but 6 persons have to adapt to a completely new situation. And this is a real big factor, and this is something that should have more value in especially in big companies, to create team stability, because it's one of the hardest things and one of the most time-consuming things and one of the biggest points of failure, that teams have not enough time to really get to work together in a good way. They get to know each other. They can rely on each other blindly because they know each other so well. And this is where they start performing. And if you want to have performing teams, make the team stable. Don't change persons in and out of the team all the time, because that instability that you're creating in the team is just hindering them to getting to a good performance.
Yeah, very interesting. So yeah, it's not only about tasks, but it's more about people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Roman, for sharing these experiences and this topic with us. Everyone who watched the video, of course, feel free to comment, write your experience, write your opinion, so we can have a discussion. And yeah, thank you once again. Great to have you here. And yeah, now it's weekend, so I am wishing you a good time.
Thank you, and thanks for having me, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.